What's going on, everybody? David here, back with another video. So tonight we're going to do late night with TEC. This is going to be something a little bit different where we're just going to talk about the news. Obviously, we're going to be talking about the stimulus package because that is what is in the news right now. And so I'm going to get you guys up to date when it comes to where we are. And I'll tell you right off the bat, we haven't moved much further than this morning. We got information that they're close. But that's kind of where we are. That's all we know. We don't know any details or anything like that. But I also want to talk about Mitch McConnell and his motivation. What is motivating Mitch McConnell to want to move forward with the stimulus package during lame duck? Because the lame duck Congress, usually nothing happens. But now Mitch McConnell has this sudden urgency to want to get something done for the American people. They deserve this. So I want to talk about that. Why? Why the sudden sense of urgency? Why is Mitch McConnell, why is he focused on this? So that's what we're going to talk about. But first off, if you guys can do me a favor, please hit the like button. It does help with the YouTube algorithm. Also, please subscribe to the channel. Hit the little bell notification. That way you'll get notified anytime we put out a video. All right, so let's talk a little bit about where we are. When it comes down to the stimulus package talks. So we know that they're talking about stimulus checks being in this next proposal. We don't know how much. Okay, so that's one thing. We don't know if it's going to be 600 or 700. That's sources are saying that's where it is. Most people have not stated that it'll be 1,200. And as a matter of fact, I don't think it's going to be 1,200 because you have politicians coming out saying that they want 1,200. You have Bernie Sanders coming out and saying it should be 1,200. And so because of that, that leads me to believe it's not 1,200. So we're talking about $600 or $700. It's crazy. It's crazy that we're at this point. But that's what's on the table right now. Another thing, as far as the budget, looks like budget talks, we should have something by Friday. That's the way we were all planning on things, but it looks like they're going to do another stopgap measure to extend budget talks into next week, which means that we probably won't see anything happen on Friday. So I don't know. If you're close, why couldn't you have gotten something done today? I have no idea. Will you be able to get something done tomorrow? What are you hung up on now? We've taken out state and local funding. We've taken out liability protection. Now where are the hangups? And some seem to believe that Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are trying to create different avenues for state and local funding. So maybe put some money into FEMA, some extra money into FEMA, because they know that if you have extra money in FEMA, just like President Trump, use some money from FEMA. So if they have some extra money there, guess what? The president can do an executive order. So President Joe Biden can do an executive order and use some of that emergency fund money. So that Nancy Pelosi trying to be sneaky and putting money in there. Now, this is all sources are telling us. This has not been confirmed, but that's what we are hearing at the current time. So, you know, I've had a few viewers that have said this in the comment section. I read all the comments, by the way. So if you guys are putting out comments, I'm reading those comments. I don't always respond to every comment. I respond to some, but I can't physically respond to every comment. Realize I'm doing sometimes two videos a day, and I usually get over 1,000 comments, which I really appreciate. Thank you guys very much for that. So I do like to read the comments because I want to know where you guys are. What do you guys think about different situations? And then it also helps me when I put out different videos. But nonetheless, I saw this in the comment section several times where people were saying, I'll believe it when the check is in my account. So basically, as far as the stimulus package, stimulus checks, I'll believe it when I have that check in my account. That is the best way to look at this. Wait until that money's in your account, then believe it. Because these politicians will tell you everything. Oh, we're close. We're on the brink of getting this deal to go. And then nothing happens the rest of the day. So when the money hits your account, that's when you'll believe it. But I will be here. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, because I will be here letting you know all the different things that are going on or not going on. But that's part of the story. That's a part of the big story. That's what I want to talk about right now. So Mitch McConnell, he's really eager right now. He wants to help the people. Why? Why is he so eager at this point to want to move on this package in a lame duck Congress, which is very rare for a lame duck Congress to get anything done, especially when you have a lame duck president that's in your party. Very, very rare. But Mitch McConnell, he wants to move. He wants to help the people. Or does he? The Washington Post put out an article earlier today, and they indicated that Mitch McConnell and GOP senators had a conference call, and Mitch McConnell was telling them, look, we have to have direct payments in this next stimulus bill. And the reason that we need to have direct payments in this stimulus bill is because Georgia's senators, both Republicans, the ones that are running in this runoff, they are getting hammered. They're getting hammered right now because there are no direct payments. And so that's why Mitch McConnell is moving on direct payments, because he wasn't interested in them before. He wasn't interested in them before the election. He wanted the skinny bills to go through that did not have stimulus checks in it. So now all of a sudden, he wants these direct payments, and he wants to move on a stimulus package, because think about that too. He's looking at a situation, Mitch McConnell is, where he could lose his leadership in the Senate. If Georgia goes blue, if you have two Democrats that win in Georgia, they win both those Senate seats, it's going to be a tie in the Senate. And guess what? Because Joe Biden won, the vice president, Kamala Harris, becomes the tiebreaker, and the Democrats have the majority. So that's what we're looking at. That's why Mitch McConnell wants to move. That's why he wants the stimulus package. That's why he's open to stimulus checks. Now, what I don't understand is why the Democrats aren't using this to get that $1,200 stimulus check. Because if you're truly looking at a $600 stimulus check or $700 stimulus check, guess what? Mitch McConnell needs this. He needs this. The Democrats have leverage right now, because he knows if he doesn't have stimulus checks in this next stimulus bill, then guess what? He could lose his leadership. And the Georgia senators are telling him this. So if the Democrats decide, you know what? We want 1,200. We don't want 600. Then guess what? Mitch McConnell has to go along with them, because he knows his leadership is at stake if he doesn't. And so that might be the hangup at this point. We might be looking at a situation where the Democrats are going to push for higher. We know Bernie Sanders wants higher. We know Josh Hawley, Republican senator, he wants more than the $600 or $700. So this is a good time for the Democrats to counter and say, no, $1,200 stimulus checks. It's not unreasonable. And the main reason it's not unreasonable is because people got it in the CARES Act, and people were promised $1,200 stimulus checks by the president, by Nancy Pelosi, by Chuck Schumer. Even at one time, Mitch McConnell had stimulus checks in the HEALS Act. So this is not one of those situations where it's like, how dare they ask for a $1,200 stimulus check? So if the Democrats present a $1,200 stimulus check, then guess what? We're most likely going to get a $1,200 stimulus check. But they have to fight. And I don't understand what's going on right now when it comes to the Democrats. And they're still negotiating, so I'm not going to, beat them up too bad. But they've given away a lot so far. We're talking about enhanced unemployment at $300 per week. They were fighting for $600. And now they're going to accept this $300. If that's the case, they could have accepted the $300 long time ago. we're looking at stimulus checks. The talk right now is $600 or $700. The Democrats were asking for $1,200 for individuals and $1,200 per dependent. And now $600 or $700. The Democrats are losing this fight, but they have the leverage. And so I'm hoping that they realize that, and maybe the Democrats will move now since they've heard of this conference call and how Mitch McConnell told them, hey, we need this. We need direct payments because of the Georgia races. So maybe the Democrats will change their tune. But we're going to just have to wait and see. So I just thought it was interesting. Mitch McConnell not being here for the people. He's not representing the people. At this point, he's representing the 2 Georgia senators. He wants them to win, or at least one of them. That way he can remain the leader of the Senate. So I want to know what you guys think. So in the comment section, let me know down below. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. Please subscribe for more, and I'll talk to you in the next one.